Block, where this is part 2, and we're going to be discussing streaming services. So we've talked in the last part about how we watched some of the videos and TV shows that we've been watching over the last couple of weeks. Me, especially Netflix, and Sky on Demand seems to be the big things, but who else kind of has...
Well, it kind of just made me think, because we've recently signed on to Amazon Prime as well, purely for the deliveries. And I just remembered, actually, it gives you a lot more than just the one-day deliveries. So it gives you access to TV and films, much like Netflix does. And I just thought it would be good to kind of have a talk about what options are available to everyone, I guess. Yeah. So at the moment, you've got 2 different subscription services right now.
I've got Netflix, and I've just subscribed to the entertainment package on Now TV. And there's only one reason why I've done that. So I've switched from Sky to Virgin, and Virgin don't have Sky Atlantic. And Sky Atlantic is probably the channel I watch the most. Yeah. So I've got a Now TV subscription purely for one channel. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
But to give everyone kind of an idea of you're subscribed to one channel, what are you actually watching on that channel for that?
It's a mixture of things. So I watch The Following, and I watch Fortitude at the moment, and a couple of other things that me and my other half watch on Sky Atlantic. But the main reason why I decided to do it now, no pun intended, is the fact that Game of Thrones is coming out in the next couple of weeks, and there's no way on earth I can wait for that. I need to be guaranteed that I can watch it when I want to, and it's going to be in great quality. I mean, there's an argument I didn't just download it, but I'd much rather have it there and on the TV.
Available to you.
Yeah, so I shouldn't have. It's stupid. It's one of those kind of impulse things. So you press a couple of buttons, and suddenly it's like, why the hell did I just pay £6.99 a month
on top of
one
Netflix,
channel, on top of Netflix, on top of my Virgin TV subscription, of which I've got a decent sized bundle without movies. Yeah, but it's ridiculous.
So it's moving in a direction where everyone eventually is going to need a subscription to something. Because we all kind of watch the same kind of programs as well, right? Forgetting things like Showbox, etc. Which I did hear on episode 2.
I think that's a good point, because a lot of people, would like to, watch these series and episodes, but some people don't want to fork out the money or can't, or they already spend the service, just like you were saying, you're already spending money on the package, and sometimes, you can't get it, it's not provided, and there's only one way to do it. It's actually stream it or download it, not the legal way. Yeah. So there is that aspect of streaming.
And it is word of mouth as well, because PlayStation became really popular because their PlayStation 1s were hackable. Yeah. So a lot of people just didn't actually go out and buy
the good thing with the PlayStation is, unlike the Xbox, it's free. Like, for you to play online gaming.
It isn't on PS4 anymore.
No,
you have to pay for a subscription.
PS Network, right?
PlayStation Network. Yeah.
But what made it successful at that point was because it was free, and now they're going against a subscription. But if they had a system where there was adverts or there was something that you were forced to watch, I wouldn't mind that. Yeah. I don't mind having an on-demand system, but you have to watch an advert, or you have to do something, or participate. Right? Or participate in some sort of survey, etc. If it's something like that, then I wouldn't mind.
Well, I think a lot of them already do that.
Ultimately, you have to pay in some way, right? Yeah. So you're either paying by, I have to take some time out of my enjoyment to watch an advert, or I need to part with my details so that people can market to me. Either way, now as consumers, we have to pay one way or another.
Yeah, that's already been happening. Obviously, BBC iPlayer is different, but we obviously pay a TV license, don't we, everybody?
They're looking to remove that, since they're actually totally removing that. Yeah,
but you look at the other players, and they come up with adverts, even while you're streaming. Yeah. So
it's all about balance, right? So we pay for our we have our TV license. The reason why we have a TV license is no adverts, no ad breaks. Yeah. The reason why we now have to pay for these streaming models is because you have got that on demand. You go in, you watch it. There's no adverts, so you dictate what you watch and when you watch it.
Yeah.
Whereas you pay for your TV subscription if you've got something like Sky or Virgin, and you are a slave to scheduling.
Yeah.
You're a slave to the schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what, for example, Channel 4 have done, they've got a total new set system for streaming. It's called all4.com.
It's replaced 4
Yeah, and it's literally everything. Backlog catalogues of libraries of different shows from the time they started. You can just watch them on demand. And
that's awesome.
again, everything on there, free.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's absolutely free. So there is a way around it, you know.
So then the question is, how can like Channel 4 and Channel 5, if anyone watches that anymore, ITV, whatever, 5 on, if they can afford to do it for free with a couple of adverts, are we simply paying £6-7 a month to get it with no adverts? Is that what we're saying?
Essentially.
Is that
But
just
you
easy
still
to
do
use?
get adverts.
It's the content. So with 4 on demand, BBC iPlayer, again, you are a slave to what's on that channel. And what we're paying for through things like Now TV and Netflix and Amazon Prime is premium content, right? So yes, fair enough. If I want to watch the Hollyoaks Omnibus, I can go on 4 on demand. But
And you
I
don't
don't
watch that?
No, I don't. My other half watches it. I just happen to be in the room. But you want movies and you want quality TV. So again, we're talking about things like HBO shows, which are kind of like the premium. Yeah.
And you've
You
got
want that
exclusive
premium.
shows now as well, don't you?
Exactly.
So
You want
Netflix,
that premium, you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem now, is it used to be you pay for a subscription and you can get on there. But now you're thinking, right, I want to get Netflix because I want to watch the is it The Dead? Is it Dead?
Walking Dead?
No.
Is it not Netflix?
This is the new Marvel one going on there, Daredevil.
Is that going to be on Netflix?
That's coming on to Netflix. It's a
Brilliant.
Netflix exclusive. Amazon Prime, you've got exclusives, so you've got
Bosch.
Wallop. And like I said, they've already had things like The Man in the High Castle, which was a book I absolutely loved, and they had a pilot of that. But that would be an Amazon exclusive.
Yeah.
Things like Better Call Saul, Netflix exclusive.
Yeah.
So now, if you want to get the most out of these legally, the most out of these channels, you have to have a subscription for everything.
And it's also the way that we watch content, I guess, because instead of waiting for every week a new episode comes out, you can dip into these and do an entire season in like a couple of sittings.
I think we're all like that, right? We're all binge
Binge
watchers.
watchers.
Yeah, no, it's true.
It's apparently a sign of depression, but that's another story. But Bosch, a lot of the new series, even on Netflix, have been, when they create a series, they just put all of the episodes up straight away.
Yeah.
So there's no waiting for like next week's episode and whatever else. And a lot of us now change the way that we watch them.
Better Call Saul, it's a weekly.
Yeah.
But I think it depends on the deal that they have with.
Well, I think that's you mentioned something which is very important. Is studios have they still hold they still hold with everything in when it comes to it, and these companies have to go to the studios and they have to bid for these and they have to come up with a sum, and the subscription will put basically when you're subscribing, you're putting your money into the pot so the company can get these shows onto their service. So that's why you're paying is you're paying so your service is going through that, and that's why you say Amazon. There's Amazon Studios and they create their own programs, and they bought they bought a program from the BBC. It was a detective program. Copper or something like that. Well, anyway, it went.
I know they've got a back catalogue of BBC programs like Ashes to Ashes, which I've never watched, but I'll probably watch now because it's available.
But the thing is, though, the likes of your terrestrial TVs are trying to catch up with that. For example, the BBC have got that. Is it the guy about the Italian traveller who goes to Mongolia?
Yes. Marco Polo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So for example, that is big budget for them, and it's got rave reviews. So
I've seen series 1.
Yeah,
good.
But also,
that's what I mean. So they are catching up. So you don't necessarily need to pay to get all that.
You're right.
But then would you guys be, obviously you watch Game of Thrones, Walking Dead quite religiously, well into them, but you probably wouldn't wait now until it comes out with DVD and buy a box set, would you? this is how you consume it.
I can't remember because
online.
I can't remember the last time I got a Blu-ray player. I've got a Blu-ray player on my Xbox One, so I bought a handful of Blu-rays.
So,
but I used to buy DVDs on a weekly basis religiously. Don't buy it anymore.
Well, you might want to take a look at what's in this box because you've got hundreds of DVDs in there.
She doesn't know they're in there.
Sorry.
I'm hiding them. She wants me to sell them. I'm trying to hide them. But I used to buy them religiously, and now I don't because I just do everything on demand.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's funny because I subscribe. I've got Amazon Instant, but that subscription came from LoveFilm, and I was, and I still subscribe to that service where I get Blu-rays by post, which I still like it because the Blu-ray content that I get is what I like and enjoy. Yeah. Sometimes a little bit further, and I do understand people don't require that. That's the thing. You know, you don't want to see all the director's comments and stuff like that. But I still enjoy that. But there is one big fallback. It's not instant, and I think there's that instant gratification of I need to watch something, and bang, it's on TV.
Like, because I was sick over this week. It was exactly the same. If I was signed up to LoveFilm, what used to be LoveFilm, I didn't know I was going to get sick, so I would have had to wait. And by the time I got it, I would have been better and back at work.
When I was off sick, there seems to be a lot of sickness in this. It's another sign of depression. But I watched Marco Polo when I was sick. I didn't go through the whole series, but I did probably 4 or 5 episodes in a row because you're sitting there, you're feeling sorry for yourself. I'm going to watch something.
Yeah,
I've seen over 3 days. I've watched 3-4 days. I've probably watched 20 different bits of content on Amazon Prime. So that includes films, TV, whatever.
But do you not think, in terms of the pricing and the way they do the pricing, is a factor as well? For me, I'd rather pay everything at once instead of knowing that I've got X amount coming out per month. So, for example, with Amazon, you pay £79 or whatever.
£79 for the year,
for the whole
it
year.
works out to be £6.50 a month or something.
And then that's it, it's done. You don't have to think about it. Whereas if it's coming out monthly from your account, I don't know, I get a bit. What do you reckon?
Well, a lot of people don't like to pay a year's subs up front because they might not know where they're going to be in a year. If you're renting, you're going to be moving, then you're going to be missing out.
It's disposable income, right? I think for these companies, and I think we've discussed it maybe in the first episode, we're talking about subscription-based models and that people do rolling monthly contracts because people are more likely to say, okay, I'm getting value from this and it's only costing me a pint and a half of beer a month. Whereas that bill comes in for 70, 80 quid at the end of the year, you're more likely to go, that's a week's worth of shopping for a family. I'm probably more likely to say, no, I'm not going to renew that now. So I think it's how these companies are kind of towing a line on how people have access to disposable income.
But they're doing it though because it's clever, because in terms of, because it comes out regularly, you forget about it. And then when it comes to your contract being over, you don't think about it and you just let it roll and roll and roll. And that's, they're doing that based on that model. So they're not doing it because they're trying to make it easier for us. They're doing it because they know that they can make more money from it. Whether it's, for example, if we move away from streaming, like for example, Adobe, it used to be you get a package, you buy the product, blah blah, and you pay one-off.
Same as Microsoft.
Exactly. But now, because they know they can get more money from you by going to this subscription-based model.
And
that's going into gaming as well. I mean, the big games where
EA Access is a big thing.
World of Warcrafts. You've got the Old Republic, Star Wars, loads of these.
But the interesting thing, EA Access, which I subscribe to, but you pay a certain amount for a year, and you access a vault of games that you can play at any point. I mean, they've got Battlefield in there. They've got
Plants vs Zombies,
FIFA, Plants vs Zombies. Peggle. But they've got some really good games in there, and you can just on demand. All right, I'm going to play that. I'm going to play that. I'm going to play that. And you don't actually buy the whole game.
Well,
it's slightly different from streaming though, because you have to download the file. And obviously, particularly on this generation, the file sizes are huge at the moment. So it's not unusual to get like 12, 15 gig now as a download. So yeah, it's on demand, but you still got to wait for your download speeds and whatever else, and it could take a couple of hours.
Okay. Conscious of time.
Yeah.
I think let's wrap it up by kind of going around the table and say kind of what would be your stream of choice, for lack of a better word, and why. So you.
Yeah. So big advocate of Amazon Prime. We were initially using it for one-day delivery. It comes with a lot of perks. The perks are you can watch films and series on demand. You also have access to the Kindle library.
Yeah. Whatever
device you have, you just download the app. So you've got libraries, you can go in, borrow a book, finish it off, move on. And that kind of matches more into what I want to do now, start reading a bit more. So yeah, and I think for less than £6.50 a month, if you split it up that way, like I said, it's a beer and a half.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I'm actually the same. It's just because I shop on Amazon. Also, because I was on Love Film, and Love Film got bought out by Amazon, so I kind of got into it straight away. But I do, because I've got loads of Sony product, there's Sony Unlimited, and my subscription finished, but I used that, and that wasn't a stream service, it was on demand, so if I needed to see something. But then again, I have to be honest, sometimes, I like to just go around the net and see on YouTube or whatever and get something off that. I don't care about quality.
I think for me, it'd have to be, by choice, because I'm on the whole sphere of Google, I would go for Google Now. Google Play. Because once I download it, I know that any device that I've got it on, it's on there, and it links straight to what I love is the fact that when I go on YouTube, it's straight away. I can literally any movies or TV series that I've bought is on there, and I can just watch it, and that's anywhere. So I like that functionality. But I like Sky, the Sky one, because the broad range.
Yeah.
You can have any TV shows you want on there.
But you pay for that. That's the
that's the problem with that.
It's worth saying with all of these services, you can get them on a range of devices. So whether it's console or on your PC at home or on your phone. So a lot of them are transferable between each other, which is a massive selling point as well.
Yeah. I think for me,
sorry about what I was going to say, but I would, if I took everything into account, I would go for Amazon purely because you get more than just the TV subscription. It's got all those packages that you can
definitely. I think for me, YouTube. I probably get most of my video content off of YouTube. I'm a YouTube learner. So it's like, I don't know how to do that in Excel, for example. I go on YouTube and I watch a video that walk me through a particular thing. So in terms of just consuming content, not necessarily entertainment content, video content, YouTube all the way, because it's free and you can do so much with it. And obviously you can watch this podcast, which is great.
Although we may move to subscription-based.
We're going to have to build a premium product to do that. But I totally agree with all of you guys around Amazon, because I used to have an Amazon subscription, but I don't anymore. It's one of the only ones I don't. And the content was fantastic. Lots of really good stuff on there. There was some stuff that's missing because they're exclusive to other platforms. But great stuff. And the additional perks around one-day delivery and Kindle and all that kind of stuff for £6.50 a month, what it equates to, has to be a winner, right? So it's unanimous that Amazon Prime seems to be the winner?
They do a 30-day trial, so give it a try, see what you think.
And Amazon, if you're watching this,
you owe us money.
A bit of sponsorship.
The one thing I would say about the trial is they ask you for your card details. Remember to cancel the trial at the end of that, otherwise you'll get charged.
And you don't get the Love Film thing. Love Film
not
is
post.
The post thing. It's
all just streaming.
And extra, and it's actually really difficult to actually find it on the Amazon website.
They're trying to
face it out.
Okay, brilliant. Cheers, guys. Join us in part 3, where we're going to be looking at challenges again. So, thank you very much.